While traveling by plane is very convenient, nothing can beat a long, scenic train journey through the amazing environments. After all, how often does the journey match the beauty of the destination? Rarely ever. You're also more likely to see anything off the main route because trains frequently travel through lesser-known cities and landscapes. Stick around to find out some of the most amazing train rides you can go on across the globe. First up, we have the Reunification Express, Vietnam. Some railways rumble through old cities, while others swoosh through breathtaking stretches of coastline. A handful have a long history, and one or two are notable for the colorful individuals who have sailed on them. All these conditions are met by the Reunification Express line, commonly known as the North-South Railway. Its fortunes have swelled and waned alongside those of the country it crosses, making it one of Southeast Asia's most popular railways. There really is no better way to arrive into Vietnam's twin metropolises than to travel over 1,000 kilometers from Ho Chi Minh City in the south to Hanoi in the north, and there's no better way to discover everything in between. Next, the Gone, Australia. The world's longest train ride takes you via Adelaide, Alice Springs, and Darwin in 54 hours. Travel deep into Australia's heartland to witness the wonders of the Red Centre, which includes first-class views of wine areas, ancient gorges, and desert landscapes. The Gone, which is celebrating her 90th year in 2019, has dazzled guests with its luxurious accommodations, delicious food, and attentive service. Next on our list, TranzAlpine, New Zealand. The TranzAlpine train connects Christchurch, Arthur's Pass, and Greymouth on a daily basis, running from the east to the west coast of the South Island in New Zealand. The railway travels along the ice-fed Waimakiri River after leaving Church Christ, passing through the fertile farmlands of the Canterbury Plains and providing spectacular vistas over deep valleys. The route then passes through the enormous Southern Alps with breathtaking views of the chiseled alpine environment at every turn. Finally, after a day's voyage, the train arrives at Greymouth on New Zealand's west coast, a fantastic base for visits to Punakaki and the always popular Franz Josef and Fox glaciers. Up next, Trans-Siberian Railway, Russia. With a length of 9,289 kilometers, the Trans-Siberian Railway is one of the world's longest train routes, 5,772 miles. The Trans-Siberian Railway, which begins in Moscow and travels west, passes through the Ural Mountains and lush Siberian forests. It runs the length of Russia, connecting Moscow with Vladivostok in the east. Passengers will see sights such as the spectacular 984-meter bridge that spans the Rio Ob in Novosibirsk, Russia's third biggest city, and the beautiful blue waters of Lake Baikal, the world's largest freshwater lake by volume. Now we have Pacific Surfliner, California. The Pacific Surfliner train journey is based in Southern California and is a must-see for anyone visiting the area. The coastal journey runs from San Luis Obispo to San Diego, stopping in key towns like Los Angeles, Santa Barbara, and Irvine. From the start till finish, the 8-hour train ride offers insane views of the Pacific Ocean and access to a variety of different, beautiful sights along the way. Think beaches, wineries, and major stadiums. Up next, Peru Rail's Lake Titicaca Railway, Peru. The railway from Puno to Cusco traverses the Altiplano from the coast of Lake Titicaca to the beating heart of the Inca city, carving a heavy but scenic road through the Andes' snow-dusted peaks and valleys. Passengers on Peru Rail's Lake Titicaca train can gaze out the open-air observation car as they roar across the Peruvian plains, past hardy llama farmers and passing through distant towns and villages. Between drinks in the bar and exquisite dining in the restaurant, this is a must if you're ever in the area. You'll be able to see views and sights that you can't find elsewhere. And now we have the Flam Railway, Norway. The Flam Railway, at only an 8-hour long, isn't the greatest of rides, but it is unquestionably one of the most picturesque. It is, in fact, one of Norway's top attractions and is usually described as one of the world's most beautiful train rides. The railway rises 863 meters, 2,831 feet from its starting point in the little settlement of Flom in the Sogel Fjord, passing through deep ravines, gushing waterfalls, and towering peaks on its way to the summit station at Myrdal. The Flom Railway is most magnificent during the winter months when the landscape turns into a winter wonderland covered in snow. Up next, Glacier Express, Switzerland. The Glacier Express, which claims to have the most sought-after seats in Switzerland, is all about world-class perfection. The 8-hour drive joins Zermatt and St. Moritz, two stunning mountain resorts. You may take your time and appreciate the grandeur of the Swiss Alps from a nice cabin on the world's slowest train. Enjoy vistas of meadows and mountain lakes while passing through 91 tunnels and 291 bridges, including the 6,707-foot-high Oberlauf Pass. And now we have Rovos Rail, South Africa. As it travels through South Africa's breathtaking countryside, Rovos Rail, which bills itself as the world's most opulent train, blends the best of a luxury hotel with the magnetic draw of leisure rail travel. The trip takes around 3 days to travel 1,600 kilometers between Cape Town and Pretoria, with 2 stops along the way: the trendy old town of Madrisfontein in the Karoo and the historic diamond mining town of Kimberley on the way back. Rovos Rail harkens back to a simpler, more elegant past, embodying the timeless grace and high romanticism of Africa exploration, with discreet and friendly service, 5-star cuisine, and a selection of South Africa's finest wines. Up next, Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, Colorado. The Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, which runs on coal, is the one for history aficionados. It was built in 1882 to transport silver and gold from Colorado's San Juan Mountains and has been in continuous service ever since. Passengers can now experience the same remarkable voyage that Old West miners and settlers did more than a century ago. The 72-kilometer route follows the Animas River, meandering through the San Juan National Forest, rugged wilderness, and spectacular gorges. Another for our list, Bangkok to Nam Tok, Thailand. Don't be fooled by the deceptive moniker of this stretch of the Thailand-Burma Railway. It may be themed the Death Railway because of its dark World War II history, but don't be fooled by the false nomenclature of this section of the Thailand-Burma Railway. Travelers will be enticed by a beautiful journey from Bangkok to Nam Tok, which spans over 402 kilometers. The train rattles along wooden trestles as it makes its way deep into the jungle, waving at colorful stations and battling low-hanging branches away. Though this is a somber path, visitors can learn more about the railway's tragic past in Kanchanaburi, which is located just west of Bangkok. Next, the Rocky Mountaineer, Canada. The Canadian Rocky Mountaineer is another amazing train journey consisting of 4 separate rail routes, each one more amazing than the last. On this train, passengers will ride over the Rocky Mountains, which connect Alberta and British Columbia, and consists of breathtaking views of forests, peaks, fields, and valleys. The Gold Leaf service, which has to be their most popular, as it offers passengers to a 360-degree views. There's even an open-air viewing platform where you can breathe in the fresh mountain air. Now we have the train from Cannes, France to Ventimiglia, Italy. Train travel is sometimes slow, but the Riviera Railway is great for individuals who are short on time. Travelers are transported in just 2 hours from Cannes, France to Ventimiglia, Italy. With stunning views of the Mediterranean, photographers will adore the Promenade des Anglais in Nice, while country counters will appreciate the opportunity to cross Monaco off their list. Ancient Roman ruins and sun-drenched beaches await when the train arrives in Ventimiglia. Up next, Shongololo Express, Africa. This is a must if you're ever visiting Africa. Over the course of 12 to 15 days, travel across South Africa, Zimbabwe, Swaziland, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. Before returning to a comfortable en-suite accommodation, choose from a range of off-train excursions to experience the magic of the continent. You'll go to iconic locations and World Heritage sites, as well as participate in safaris, treks, and cultural tours. Next up, Qihai Tibet Railway, China. This is the world's highest railway connecting Jiangning, the capital of Qinghai Province, with Lhasa, the capital of Tibet, over the distance of 1,215 miles. More than half of the trek takes place at 13,000 feet above sea level, traversing a delicate ecosystem characterized by permafrost and a lack of oxygen. The line includes the Tangagulu Pass, which is the highest in the world at 16,640 feet. Each passenger has oxygen supplies, and there's a doctor on board every train. Views of rugged landscapes, snow-capped mountains, lush foothills, and intriguing Tibetan folklore sites ensure a once-in-a-lifetime encounter. And lastly, we have Mumbai to Madgaon, India. The Mandovi Express has to be one of the best ways to spend a day on the Konkan coast of India. This half-day train excursion from Mumbai to Madgaon is well worth the trip for those who want to sample one of Indian Railway's greatest routes. During the 12 12-hour ride, the Mondovi Express has a reputation for offering excellent regional cuisine at an additional cost. Travelers will disembark with a full stomach and a full camera roll thanks to the charming countryside sights and delectable food. And there you have it, some of the most amazing scenic train rides that are open for the public all across the globe. Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching.